So I'll go for Azure subscription and server and domain C. This is the database name. I have multiple databases. In that, my database is this one. Okay. And authentication type. I have used system aside because this is what the ADF which we have. I have created one identity to log in. I have not created any user and password. Normally, sometimes we may use SQL authentication where you can give username and password. This is done while we are creating the database. We can do this setup. I have not done any that username password setup. I've just used my ADF. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll create this linked service. And here, now what I need to select here?
Table name, sales table.
So two tables I need. Sales LT customer, sales product. Right? Can
Right?
I use two tables here? No. Only
No.
one table. Right.
Yeah.
Only one table I can get. Same way, sync. So you can preview your data. So this is the table, customer table. You got the data. And same way, sync. Sync is, let us take this. This is a blob storage which we are going to use. CSV file. Continue. Blob storage. In incoming, we will be using this as incoming. Okay. And okay. You will get this as so. What is happening here? Whatever the source, so only one table can be used for each copy activity. So if you want to have for one more table, what you are going to do? Sales product. In the same pipeline, you are using one more activity, right? So in this activity, you will be using product. Similar way, like you will be creating one data set for product, okay, for this copy data activity, and again you will choose a data set. So if you have 100 tables,
Yeah, we need to create no for each. Yeah.
exactly. So that is not a proper way of creating, right? So what I need to do is in this single copy activity, I should able to manage all the tables.
Okay.
Okay, how can we do that? So to achieve that, normally what we're doing, we're hard coding this, right? So your data set, you're hard coding this values, say result dot customer. Okay. Instead of hard coding this, why can't we take this as a runtime value? Okay, means I will pass which table to copy. When I execute it, I will give input as a table name so that the same pipeline can be used for multiple tables. So when I run for the first time, I will use customer, sales LT.customer as my table name. So you can generate sales LT customer. Okay. Same way, I want to run for address. I'll just give I will click on debug or trigger and I'll pass as address. I'm not changing, I'm not creating data set, I'm not doing anything. No changes. I just do something like when I execute this pipeline, I will pass some value. I will pass a table name so that internally my pipeline will take that value and it will process. Okay. So this is called as parameters where you will provide values at runtime. When you run the program, sorry, when you run the pipeline, it will take that parameter and it will use that value for processing. Okay, so now let us see where we can modify. See this. What I told here, I don't want this table name here, right? So what I'll do, I will give this as enter manually. So for now, the first thing, let this schema be same. I will just use this custom. I'll remove this custom. And look at this, we have something called as parameters. Okay, I'll click on these parameters. I'll check this. I will have this one as table name. Value, I'm not giving any default value. I'm not giving any default. What is meant by default value? Suppose when I'm executing my pipeline, if I'm not entering any value, okay, then it will take the default value. This is to avoid the error. So by default, we are taking some value. Okay. For now, I'm not giving any default value. Now I'll go here. See, I have changed this parameter. I have added this parameter table name. I'm going to connections, and here I'm clicking on this add dynamic content. Look at this. Whatever the parameter I have created, it is displaying here. I will use this. Says dataset dot table name. Click on OK. So now this is the value at runtime. You are not giving if it's a customer or address or anything, right? Now, this is my data set. This changes is a data set. Now I will go to this pipeline. Look at this. Earlier we didn't had this, right?
Okay, yeah.
Now it is displaying. It is expecting some value for the table name. Where you got this table name? This one. In the data set, I have used a parameter table name, and that table name is used in place of table, and it is expecting some value here. So from where I can get this value? For this, I need to pass, let's say this is dataset parameter. Okay, so this is inside the dataset dot table name. Inside this dataset, I have this value. For dataset, we need to pass some value, right? So what I'm doing, click outside of this box. So this is copy data. Click in the empty space. Click in the empty space. Again, you can see parameters, value, sorry, variables, output and settings. In this, again, create a parameter table name. Now, this one, click on the copy data. In your source data set, click on this value, add dynamic content. This is your parameter. Now you look at this. Pipeline dot parameter dot my parameter name. If you look at this sequence, these are the parameters at pipeline level. If you look at this one, it is just dataset.table name. Now what is happening? In this dataset, for this table name equal to parameters dot parameter, right? Pipeline dot parameter dot my parameter value. Whatever the variable name I have given, parameter variable name I have given, that is used. And this table name is passed to this data set, and this is dataset dot table name. Okay, now you got the table name and you have this sync. Okay, open what I want to do is add dynamic content. Parameters, file name, connection, file name, dataset.file name. So I want to create it as a, what do you want to create? You want to create it as a CSV file, right? So I will write concat of file name dot CSV. Okay, so whatever the file name is there, I am giving this file name dot CSV. See, whatever I'm using here, concat. Why I'm using concat? Because I want this as a dot CSV. So what I'm doing, I am giving this, I'm using one parameter, the dataset dot file name at dataset level dot CSV. Click on this. Now go to pipeline. Again, in the sync, it is asking for file name, right? Or let us, okay, let's do add dynamic parameter dot this one. So whatever the table name I have given, that table name, it will be picked here. It will pick the data. See, if you click on preview, it will ask for table. Okay. Let us give address. Okay. See, address. This is all the address data, preview data. Okay. Save in the sync. So it will store the file in the table name address.csv. Okay, because your data set is .csv, right? So .csv. If you give this preview data, okay, it is not created, right? See, this is what it is creating as incoming path address.csv. Look at this. It is creating a file address.csv, which we have already given. Okay, let us do this. Publish and run once. Publish. So I'm not giving any table names here. I'm not accessing any specific table name. Okay. So let us trigger now. What is the table name? Let us give different table name now. Let's give product. Okay. Okay. Succeeded. Okay. Now let us see if we have any. See this product.csv. Okay. So this is the product information. Now I'm not going to change any of the table name, but I will rerun it. Rerun entire data pipeline. Okay. Parameters. Rerun with the same value, right? Now let us use some other table name. Which table name? Sales order detail. Okay. I'm not changing any code, right? Sales order detail. Is that the correct table name? Sales order detail. Sales order detail. Okay. Sales in progress succeeded. Let us see the storage if we have sales order detail. We are not changing any data pipeline. What we are doing, we are just using this. Okay. We are reusing same pipeline with the different values. Now let us do something like let us create a trigger. Schedule trigger. Trigger 1. Okay. So trigger 1. I am having this value as address. Okay. There is one more new trigger I want to create. New trigger. Trigger 2. Okay. Customer. So there are two different triggers. Now I have series. One is for customer, another one is for address. Okay. So your parameter values will define your triggers. Got it? So like this, you can define one pipeline with for multiple tables. So you can parallelly you can run because those tables are not dependent tables. Parallelly with a single pipeline by passing the parameters, you can use it for multiple tables. Now, just give me.
So in that case, all the tables should be in the same server or same folder, same directory.
All the tables, sorry.
We have selected two tables actually.
Yeah.
So those two tables already we have seen that in that particular list. If it is in a different
in
server
between
or
your
different
voice,
in
between your voice is not clear now.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Breaking up.
Okay, fine. Okay, we'll talk later then. Fine. Yep.
No, you can repeat it again. What is it?
So now we have tried to take the value two tables or both are in the same server. What I noticed is
that is
right.
That is what is my next example. Just okay.
Okay, cool.
Let's look at the next example which I'm going to explain. Okay. See. Now, what we are doing is in our source. Say I have taken only table name. If you look at this, here, this is a. If you look at this, I have two data sets. Okay. One is sales LT and another one is TBU. So there are two different schemas which I have. But now what I have done, I have just used only sales LT as my schema name. So if I use this data pipeline, it will be accessible only for this. So if I want to access another table, like let us take, I have my table or some error log table. Do you have anything in this? No data, but see, if I have any data, let's take this my table. I want even tables from DBO as well. I want tables from DBO and as well as sales. So I want to access any schema from my this database. In this server, I have multiple databases. In that databases, I'm choosing only one database. We will see how to access multiple databases as well. for now, we'll see how to access multiple schemas in the same pipeline. How can we do that? Table I have taken parameter, right? For schema also, we can use a parameter new schema connection schema name schema dataset.schema. Okay. Now, if you look at here, pipeline, you got schema here, right? So, table name is from the pipeline parameter. Same way, I need to get parameters from this one. Parameter schema. Okay. And if I look at this, click here, parameter schema. Okay. Okay. Now you have your schema as well as table name, both. If you preview your data, it will ask for both. Schema, let us take EBO now, and parameter table name is my table. Okay. It will display my table data 6. Same way, if I click here, sales LT and customer. Okay. Whatever. Any issue? Sorry, table name is wrong. See this. Different databases, different tables, right? When you debug, it will ask for this DBO, and I will use my table. In the storage, refresh my table.csv. Same thing, if you rerun again, schema, sales LT, value, let us take any other table, product model, okay? So we are parameterizing. So we are not, see, any tables or any this database or schema, even I'll show you link in the link service how you need to parameterize. Okay. So this is in the pipeline where you can do this. Okay. The storage, refresh, see product model.csv got created. Okay. So you can feel like, okay, I want schema name hyphen table name. Then what we are going to do? At the end, in the sync, what I'll do is my file name, I will use, sorry, there's a data set. Yeah, here. Concat. What I want to do is this file name, I want, this is concatenation file name. So file name, what I'll do is concat schema comma table. Table name is .csv, right? See file name. We are doing file name .csv. This file name is nothing but what we are doing. We are concatenation schema name hyphen table. Let us read on and see. Will it give any issue or schema name is let us take preview my table. Let's see how it works. My table. Okay. Are you guys following me? Succeeded. Storage. Refresh. Series. DBO hyphen my table. Okay. So like this, we can give. See what I have done. I have just so this is existing in the dataset file name dot csv is on dataset dot file name. This file name is nothing but our sync file name. So in this file name, I have used concatenation of parameter schema hyphen parameter table. So that is how schema hyphen table dot csv. Okay, we have done this thing parameter in the datasets like source and sync, and we are passing values at the runtime. Okay, and now you may ask like how can we do this parameterization if we have multiple servers, right? So let us take one linked service. Okay, manage. We'll be having these linked services. In this, let us create one linked service. Let's take database, or you can use blob storage or database, whatever it is. Let us see this database. Here, if you look at this, you have this from Azure subscription. Instead, you should enter manually. And here you can create parameters. What all parameters you need? Okay, let us take our what is our server? This is my server dot what is it? Database dot windows dot net. My server name is, see here, database. This is my server. Okay. And for the database name, I have multiple databases in my server. Okay. In my server, I have multiple databases. Look, I'll show you that. This is my server. Okay. In this server, I have created multiple databases, BGC, BGS2. These are the two databases servers I have. Okay. So what I can do is I can create a parameter here. Database. Okay. And I can use this database here. Linked service dot database. Okay. And if you have SQL authentication like this, username and password, you can always use that username and password also as a parameters. I don't have, but I'm just showing you. parameters by just using this parameterations. Okay, if you use Azure Key Vault, okay, Azure Key Vault, so you need to create one Azure Key Vault service. If you don't want any manual entry of username and password, we'll discuss this service in the later sessions. How doing service key vault is source your secrets and certifications. Normally, username and passwords we'll never enter it manually. We will create a secret based on the secret name. You will just select the secret. That's it. Okay. So normally these all things are from the content. So dynamically you can select. Okay. So that your secret name is passed as a parameter. Okay. This is how you can select multiple. See the database names. While executing, it will ask for your linked service parameter. So you can give your parameter so that it will get replaced. Okay. Now, other one I want to show you is what is that? We have seen dataset parameters, this one concatenation, and it is generating this. Okay, fine. So what I want you guys to do is you need to, I don't want these two triggers here. I'll remove the triggers. So you need to do it in a vice versa with the same set. First, try to do the same. Get source as Azure SQL and make it a file. I want you guys to do it in vice versa, like use the source as a file. Based on the source, you need to have the table. You need to load it into table based on the file name. Okay, if it's a customer file name, it should load to customer. If it's address file name, it should load into address table. Okay, so just use those parameters or just give the file name and schema and table name as the parameters. These three will be the parameters, and file name you will enter and schema and table name you will be entering as a parameter. For that file, need to load it into your given table name. Is it clear? What do you need to do? I'm deleting this trigger. It will occupy my spaces. Okay. Okay. Fine. Are we good? Any doubts? So what do you need to do? You need to do vice versa. SQL Server CSV files to table, pass 3 parameters: file name, schema, table. Given file must load into given table. This is the requirement. You need to do this requirement. Are we good?